So I'm so glad to be having this interview because this happened to be my first of the Age Lagos 2024, and it is none other than this amazing woman sitting right next to me, none other than Caroline Kongwa. I got it currently, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. All right, let's dig into it. Yeah. So if you don't know how, if you're meeting her for the first time, she is actually a powerhouse in the iGaming sector, and she is the chief strategic advisor for the National Gambling Board of South Africa. And you know that title is not a one, and in a male-dominated industry, that is actually a huge win. How is that for you, knowing that you represent a demography of people that are minors in a sector that is majorly male dominated, and having a niche for yourself and having to own the space you're in?
It's been quite interesting and a good journey so far. So professionally, I'm a lawyer. I have a legal background, and yeah, I've taken it upon my own strides to ensure I understand the basic technology around how gambling works. Yeah, in a male-dominated industry, so we say. I think the exciting thing is the opportunities that the industry can give to women. Just last week, it was International Women's Day, and the industry being highly technologically driven gives the opportunity and chances for women to take on more technological roles. There's so much in terms of the value chain, from game development, machine manufacturing, even being advisors, whether legal, technical, business advisors in terms of models, that companies may approach, or people who get license approach to boost their businesses. So yeah, there's great opportunity. I don't think we should shy away from the fact that it's male dominated. I think the opportunity that comes with equality is about women having an opportunity, an equal opportunity to take part in economic activity of any country, as opposed to saying we just want to do what men can do. It's about seizing the opportunity, pushing boundaries, breaking those boundaries.
Thank you so much. So this is the first edition of Age Lagos 2024, the maiden edition. And with your wealth of experience, what would you say expos like this, bringing people from different walks of life in the gaming sector together to have much needed conversations, about different topics governing the gaming sector? How important is expos and summit like this from your experience?
And I'll talk from a regulator perspective. So very, very important in the sense that, first of all, you've got, the educational part, and, on the other side of this wall, we are busy, with the educational content. There are panels. There's a good wealth of knowledge and sharing of experience. You get insight into the different aspects of gambling, from the time a person conceptualizes a game, a machine, to actually the regulator who then has to regulate the end product, also ensure that individuals who gamble, are saved from the negative impact of gambling and they're protected. And then you also meet, other regulators who, may not be as advanced as certain jurisdictions, but there's something they're definitely doing right. So learning doesn't stop. It doesn't matter how advanced or not advanced a jurisdiction is. There is a lot to learn. For example, the jurisdiction where I come from, which is South Africa, we haven't regulated online gambling yet. We definitely have more a land-based approach. So coming to, sessions like this, definitely you learn a lot. And then also behind us, there's the exhibition. You also get good educational content and understanding products. And as regulators, we have to ensure these products are compliant in the way they are used, and also that they comply with legislation. So this is a good balance and definitely great value one gets all in one place.
Thank you so much. You are a speaker in this year's summit, and you spoke earlier today, and where you talked about, or you touched on the matter of using technology to regulate the sector, the need to use technology to regulate the gaming and gambling sector. Do you think we're there yet, or we are heading in that direction? And how achievable in the near future is that?
Okay, from its inception, gambling has already and has always been highly technologically driven. I think, as a regulator, what would be of pressure would be concerning ourselves on how to regulate the use of the technology so that at the end of the day, there is fairness, there is safety. There's also clarity and transparency in terms of how these products are offered to punters. We wouldn't want a situation where punters or gamblers are cheated, or there's unfairness. For example, products don't work or machines don't pay out when they should be. So I think the best thing in our approach would be looking at regulating more the use of technology, and even using technology to do protection. Make sure your punter is actually secure. If they're headed towards gambling addiction, then what you'd be looking for is having technological, solutions and products that could even monitor their behavior. So it could, for example, make them aware that they may be going overboard or exceeding their limits, and also using technology to manage bans, which are self-exclusion, to when a person self-confesses and says, I don't want to gamble anymore, technology should be there to aid that and ensure, they safely go through their rehabilitation process, and they're not tempted or lured to come back to gambling when they're trying to overcome addiction.
Okay, Ma, before I let you go, let me ask you this last question. Today is the first day of the summit, the second day of the summit. Yesterday was the opening ceremony, but today is where panel discussions and conversation actually kicked off in total. Now, let me ask you, we have 2 more days today of, more sections and speaking and all of that. What do you expect to be the take home for everybody that is attending this summit this year for the first time? And what would you like to be a take home for you?
I think so far what I would have picked up, one take home would be, looking at how African regulators can come together, collaborate and integrate. In as much as we do respect national sovereignty, we do respect borders, financial transactions are behind gambling in that you have to, utilize money and some sort of legal tender to gamble. And if you look at financial transactions, they are borderless. So, when it comes to issues of enforcement, and again, to ensure we provide a safe environment for people to gamble, that's one take home, trying to ensure there's a great level of unity and collaboration from fellow regulators in the region. This conference is specifically focused on Africa. Africa also has a diverse gambling landscape, so much potential because of even the big populations we house in Africa. So definitely collaboration in various areas, consumer protection, because we don't basically confine our consumers to maybe the South African jurisdiction. They also gamble in other jurisdictions, and at times where something is legal, it may be illegal in another jurisdiction, but the gambler may indulge in all that. So definitely collaboration, cooperation from an enforcement and player protection really key. From an investment perspective, it would also assist if there are, standardized gambling standards. We do have that to a certain extent where, a number of countries adopt gambling standards and they align with, international standards. In other jurisdictions, they rely on, for example, test reports that are generated in South Africa. So with collaboration, it makes the ease of doing business for those who want to, partake in this industry, and also From a compliance perspective, you are then clear, what standard are you dealing with if there's standardization. So yeah, those are the areas I would say will be good takeaways. First of all, to ease the doing of business, protect consumers, and ensure our enforcement mechanisms are effective.
Thank you so much for talking to us. We hope at the end of this summit, you would have enjoyed your stay here in Lagos, Nigeria, and also whatever it is you want to take home from this. It happens, or there are steps into that direction. Thank you so much for talking to us, ma'am. Do have a wonderful day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.